Today's card of the day is Ancient Silver Dragon. 6 and a blue for a creature elder dragon with flying. Whenever Ancient Silver Dragon deals combat damage to a player, roll a d20. Draw cards equal to the result. You have no max hand size for the rest of the game. 8-8. I'm super interested in why they're tacking on this no extra hand size for a lot of these cards nowadays. Not a lot, but the frequency has definitely increased within the span of the last 10 sets, I guess. I don't know. It's not a super large size, but we're seeing it more frequently, which is cool. I think this card is a high mana cost for what you really want to be doing. If you're playing blue and you really want to draw cards, which I'm assuming is the reason you play this card, unless you want to play Nox hand size, but it's like you just play Reliquary Tower or Thought Vessel or something in those veins that's cost less and actually has some utility early on. This is drawing you cards, but boy, do you need actual mana to cast this. And if you're playing blue, unless you're playing Simic, I'm thinking it's going to be a little rough. Or playing red, and maybe you could dockside for this. But even then, if you're docksiding for 8 mana on something, I'm thinking you could play this probably something better than this. But I could be wrong. Maybe just drawing cards and, swinging for value is where it's at in your meta. But 8 mana is a lot. And if you're not playing in protection spells, I can just imagine this one turn cycle not having haste. It's going to be a big bummer when someone like swords this because, geez, that D20, it's going to an average hit about above 10 for most cases. So it's going to draw a lot of value. And now 8 mana to draw 10, that's above value if I'm not mistaken. So you're getting your value out of it, but usually like 8 mana is a lot to ask. So you're going to play this in like some ramp-centered deck, and the ramp-centered decks that do want to play this are probably going to be dragon-oriented, or if not, it's probably going to be some lower power level meta. Not to say something bad about that. It just requires a lot to have this, cast this, and then I get protection from it. Because if you really, really want to draw cards, there's just a plethora of other options that probably over the course of the game, just because they come out earlier and thus they generate more advantage sooner, will probably just generate more value. Because at this point in the game, like turn 8, if you're assuming you don't miss a land drop and you're not ramping into something or something like that, this comes out really late in the game's probably over. But if you get one swing, I can see it, potentially getting you interaction and protection. It does feel itself technically in that sort of sense. I can imagine in some cases. I think there's one post on Reddit where some person ended up swinging and they had very few cards in their deck and they got like a nat 20. And of course it's not a May, so they had to draw cards and they drew from an empty deck and they lost. So that might come up, but I feel like in that case, if you're really that close, I don't think you risk it. But in that sense, it's just like you have to go big or go home with this card. So that could definitely kerfuffle some plans, which is a reason why like you'd play something like Ristic Study, where it's optional, but it still draws you cards over the course of the game. But it's also an enchantment, so it's gonna be a little harder to interact with, unlike this creature. But of course, as you have more ways to get this out, the better. I don't know. That's basically what I'll say about this. I will say I do think, unlike the red dragon, where it's only 6 mana to cast, this is 8 mana, and getting that 2 extra mana is significantly harder. I want to say something like it's exponentially harder. Don't quote me on that, but it's gonna be tough, especially for like a blue centric deck. This is gonna be a hard one. There's like a bunch of Sphinx that sort of have these crazy effects as well. This one, would you put it on par with those? I'm thinking they might even be better because a lot of them I think have immediate effects. Think of something like Sinks the Second Sun, where this is just like a one time has to swing and deal combat damage to a player. So, I don't know. But of course, I'm curious to see what decks do play this. I'm definitely gonna look on Idiot Track when this does come out, and I'll definitely take damage from this at some point. Anyways, let me know what y'all think about this. Comment below. Are you putting in this deck? What kind of deck would love to have this? I think the consensus is definitely this is at least in the top 2 of the dragons. And the more I think about it, the more I'm sort of like down on it. But I do see it, right? Like you do get a swing in and it feels itself. You feel itself for like you feel your hand with protection so it can get in for more hits. Also, it can stop the game. But also no max hand size, which is pretty nice. Which means, you can go crazy with that. However way you want. You're in blue, you can do a lot of crazy stuff, all right? You don't need this dragon to do it. But maybe you do. Maybe you do. And hey, it'll be cool to see a bunch of these dragons start swinging. It's cool to swing with that cool ancient silver elder dragon. But of course, yeah. Let me know what y'all think about the comments below. Do y'all play this card? Peace out.